Beside him is Sean Bowers, the founder of Visualize. Now, Sean has designed a blueprint for youth to help them make their dreams come true, and he's going to explain that a little bit as well. Beside Sean.
My name is Sean Bowers. When I was 5, my dad went to jail, and my mom raised me in a one-room garage apartment down in Virginia Beach. We didn't have no money. I came out of foster care. Went to 4 different high schools and graduated with 4 D's and a C. I still earned a scholarship to the #1 junior college in the nation for basketball. Got a full scholarship. Became my family's first college graduate. Along the way, had a lot of life lessons from the game of basketball. I coached the state championship team out in Seattle and won a state championship as a player. And I realized the school I was coaching out in Seattle had a 50% dropout rate. And I said, you know what? I was so hard-headed when I was a kid. All people need is a blueprint for success. So Mr. Parker was talking about people who are doing stuff and not talking about it. I've been giving away this free empowerment blueprint for 7 years here in this local Hampton Roads area. It's a 10-page document to help any youth from any background set, attain, and track progress towards life goals. It's free. Did I say it's free? Did you hear me say it's free? Thank you very much. If anybody wants a copy of it, all you do is send me an email, and I email it out to people. I'm making a presentation on Friday night, this Friday, at the Java 149 coffee shop. And Jeff, who owns the coffee shop, has opened it up. It's going to be similar to this meeting. It'll be a town forum at the end of the meeting, and people can make comments about where we need to go. I only have 2 things to say about a kid with a dream is no longer a discipline problem. And number 2, once they understand knowledge equals power, equals choices, equals opportunity, equals the ability to dictate their own future success, they want to learn, and they will be easier to teach. Thank you very much.
My name is Dominique.
I just wanted to say one thing about what we're facing in this epidemic. We have old school versus new school. And part of this is there is a dramatic difference between the new school generation of today and the old school generation of people over 20 years old. And in my presentation at Java on 149 and subsequent, I'm going to go into the differences between the old school and the new school. The second thing I'd like to say is this has to be a community effort. And the responsibility for youth is 33% in 3 different categories. The first being the youth themselves. They own a third of their own future, and they've got to take it. The second third is parents. Okay? There's no getting around that. There's no getting past that. And the third is a split between schools, churches, community, organizations. Okay? That's the breakdown of how it has to be addressed. Anything deviant from that, it's not going to function and reach all of these kids. And if we adapt some new methodologies, music, sports, poetry, spoken word, literature, technology, to reach the kids on their level, they will respond. I've seen it in the hundreds of presentations I've done for the thousands of kids I've done over the last 7 years.
I want to state, but it's also the person that's behind the music.
I want to say something that parallels the music and the rap lyrics, because over the last few years, I've gone out into all of the spoken word and poetry venues, and I've been taking poets and spoken word artists into high schools, elementary schools, teenage detention centers, pregnant girl facilities, wherever kids are. And the words stand on their own. The words speak the truth. And where the music has the ability to entertain and inspire, the words of the poetry and the spoken word are what I've found to be the tool that reaches the new school generation the strongest. And it does 3 things. it makes them think. It makes them want to participate and rhyme on their own, because that is a way to be cool. And it actually elevates them to a point where they are thinking about creativity instead of destruction. And I just want to throw that out there, because the rap is spoken word with just music and beats put behind it. So I want to say that this blueprint, that is that 10-page free document for helping kids set and attain goals, it's been very successful, because there's a whole page in there, a few pages, that I ask the same exact questions that parents ask their kids day in and day out. The difference is, it's coming from a piece of paper, it's a non-threatening third party, and the parents, y'all the same ones tell them to brush their teeth and put their coats on. So that's why they don't always want to answer the questions. This blueprint will be a bridging tool, and it's free. And if y'all start to use it, I guarantee you'll start to get results. I'm getting results all the time. The other thing is, in the presentations and the blueprint, it talks about a timeline in life. And it's real simple. The timeline is from the day that you were born until today. That's all past. That's all stuff that's already happened. Some of it's good and some of it's bad. Some of us we wish we could change some of it. But from today until the end of your life, and there's something written on the young person's tombstone 50, 70 years from now that says what they stood for and what they accomplished with their life, that's all the future, and that's their time, attitude, and effort. And if they grab hold to harness those things, start to focus on the future, the youth in this room's potential is unlimited. And part of the reason that I wear this letter sweater is because it was my commitment to not remain dumb. And remember, I said I graduated from high school with 4 D's and a C? Everybody in this room is smarter than me. I'm just hard-headed enough to think I can make a difference. Now, every single youth that's in here has their own blank letter sweater like mine within them. And the question is, how are you going to decorate it? What you going to put on there that says what you accomplished with your life, and how you going to make a plan to make it happen. I'm going to present the overview of this free blueprint tool this Friday night at 7:30 at the Java 149 coffee shop down there on Main Street. And going to have a local poet, Nathan Richardson from Suffolk, perform. And the idea is to have an open forum kind of like this, but we have had some commitment that there will be some council, mayor type, superintendent folks who will be coming to that. I don't know who, but that's something that's open to the public, and I'm going to come and do this blueprint presentation in all of the churches and everywhere in the community until either some kids start getting straight or a difference is made, or people tell me to leave and that my empowerment and leadership and sportsmanship isn't wanted, which I don't think will happen. And the last thing I'd like to maybe recommend as we start to close this meeting, and I know Dominique is going to say the prayer, is that this might be a weird concept, but I think if we all grab the hand of somebody next to us, it really promotes the idea of this Suffolk community. And I just feel honored to be able to sit next to Mr. Parker after what he's gone through and have him sit here and hold his composure the way that he has. And Channel 3 for putting this together. Again, bless everybody.
How did you get your plan? You said that they could email you, but you never.
Yeah, the blueprint is free. I do it over email so that there's no cost of duplication. The letters on each end of the room down here, there are poster boards that have the email address on there. It's basically the word visualize spelled with ones and Z's, and it's visualize@aol.com. Send me an email, I'll send you the blueprint, and parents can personalize it and download it, and that way there's no cost of expense. Here you go, Dominic. I'm going to grab Mr. Parker's hand. I would recommend everybody else grab somebody's hand.
Excuse me, Lisa, I know that we're getting right to go, but on Saturday there's a praise